Hello, my dear students. In the last video lecture, we started first chapter, that is Principles of Management, and through that we finished the introductory part, nature and significance of management with the help of different points. Now, today we are going to learn Henry Fayol's Principles of Management. Henry Fayol was a mining engineer. Listen carefully and remember that Henry Fayol was a French mining engineer. In objective type question, it should be asked about his nationality. Okay? Fayol developed 14 principles of management, and due to his contribution in development of managerial thought, he is called as father of modern management. His principle serves as a guideline for decision making and management action. Let us see these principles one by one. Number 1. Principle of division of work. According to this principle, total work in a business organization is divided into small parts, and then it should be divided amongst the employees as per their qualities, skills and capabilities. When work is divided as per the interest, knowledge and skills, employees can work happily and automatically it will increases the efficiency. For example, your class teacher has given the responsibility on student's shoulder to arrange farewell function of your class. Initially, what step you have to take? Absolutely, you have to distribute the work as per the interest of the students. Okay, now next, principle of authority and responsibility. As we learned that management is getting work done from others. When management is going to get work done from others, they should have some authorities. Authority is the right to take decision. Remember one thing, that authority always comes with the responsibility. If the manager is given the authority to complete a task within a given time, he should be held responsible if he does not complete the work in given time. That means when it is stated that the work should be done from others, getting work done from others, authority is very important. Next principle, principle of discipline. In our day-to-day life, we know the importance of discipline. Likewise, in business organization also, discipline is important. The employees should come in time in the business organization. At working place, they should obey the orders given by their superiors. They can leave organization whatever timing is fixed for them for leaving, etc. For achieving final goal in business organization, discipline is important. It is rightly said that good discipline is the result of effective leadership. Next principle, principle of unity of command. According to this principle, it is stated that one should receive orders from only one superior. We know that in any kind of business organization, there may be more than one superior. But when work is assigned to employee, The further instructions, guidance should be given by one boss only. It will avoid confusion and employees can do their best. Next principle, principle of unity of direction. This principle states that the group should work with same objective under the direction of a single person. That means while working in business organization, the aim of or objective of the employees should be same. They can work with similar objectives. If manager follows various plans to complete the task, it will create confusion in the minds of employees. So, avoiding this confusion, the group should be directed by one manager using one plan. In short, this principle explains about group working in the organization. Next principle, principle of subordination of individual interest to organizational interest. According to this principle, the interest of an individual must be given less importance than the interest of the organization. Students, just think that in your classroom, if teachers are concentrating on the development of their favorite student only, what would be the result? And I know that no any teacher is doing like that. They can treat each and every student equally so that all the students can do their best. Like that, in the business organization, while taking decision, the manager should always consider the interest of the whole group rather than the interest of a single employee. Next, number 7, principle of centralization. Centralization refers to the concentration of powers and authorities. In some organizations, like small-scale organization, this power is vested in one or few hands. But in case of large-scale business organization, it becomes difficult. Students, let us see one example. In small educational institutions, the principal look after each and every activity in the college. He can manage everything solely. But in larger educational institution, where there are various faculties like arts, commerce and science are there, then it is difficult to principal sir to manage everything. So that he can appoint vice principal, supervisor, for every faculty one coordinator, so that the activities can be done properly and systematically. That means we come to know that according to this principle, there must be a proper balance between centralization and decentralization in an organization. Next, number 8, principle of remuneration. Students, we know that one should work with any business organization for getting salary or wages, right? Then this principle says that proper salary or wages should be paid to employee or workers on time. Likewise, it is also said that this remuneration should be paid according to their knowledge, skill and experience. That means when your employees are satisfied with your working conditions, they can work efficiently, and when employees work efficiently, it will automatically increases the profitability. Next, number 9, principle of scalar chain. Usually, in the organization, there is a particular system of communication. For example, the manager will inform about a decision to head of the department. the head of the department will inform to supervisor, then supervisor to foreman and foreman to workers. This communication is made downwards from top level management to lower level management. On the other hand, the communication can flow from worker to manager upward directions, because after assigning work to the workers, sometimes it may be happen that workers can face any problem, then they have to inform this to the manager so that they can communicate with the manager with upward direction. It is known as scalar chain, but students, it is a time consuming communication. Sometimes in an organization, some decisions should require to take quickly. In such condition, by taking permission of boss, this scalar chain can be broken and direct communication can be made by everyone. It is called as a gangplank. But remember students, this should be happen only with the permission of superiors. Next principle, principle of order. According to this principle, people and material should be in the right place at the right time. That means, in case of human resources, the proper person should be appointed at proper job, and in case of physical resources, they should arrange in their fixed or proper place. For example, the person who completed his graduation through commerce faculty, he should be given the responsibility of accounts department, and when a clerk places his cash book and other financial reports at proper place, on the next day, in the absence of that clerk, his superior can get these things on proper place so that it is convenient for everyone. Next principle, principle of equity. According to this principle, everyone should be treated equally in the organization. Fair and equal treatment should be given to every employee. While distributing work amongst the employees, it should be distributed equally. While paying remuneration to person who works and on similar post but in two different departments, the remuneration should also similar. This avoids conflicts in the organization. Next, number 12, principle of stability of tenure. Stability of tenure means job security. While appointing an employee, management should assure the stability of tenure, that is job security, to the employee. When employees have job security, then they can give their best, which will be helpful for growth of business organization. Next number, principle of initiative. Initiative refers to taking the first step. It also means thinking of new ideas. According to this principle, the manager should encourage the employees to take initiative. The employees should come up with the new ideas and the manager should welcome their ideas. This approach helps the organization to grow. For example, if any student suggests any innovative idea for arranging classroom program, then the teacher must appreciate his or her efforts and welcomes their suggestion. Next principle, principle of esprit de corps. Esprit de corps means unity is strength. Management is a group activity, and human resource is the great asset of an organization. The manager should create a team spirit and build a sense of togetherness amongst the employees. That means If workers work with unity, the goal can be easily achieved. Dear students, these all are the principles of management developed by Henry Fayol, which will helpful effective management in the organization. Hope you have understood it well. Herewith, I am ending with this video lecture. Thank you, students.